Investigations are still ongoing into the failures of Operation Odin Sword.
Failed missions resulted in the death of 12 Navy SEALs.
Lieutenant Commander James Reese, can you outline the details of your mission?
They knew we were coming.
According to audio logs, you and Dark on comms roughly 4 mics in. Why?
That's not how it went down.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Headaches, paranoia, memory confusion. We're gonna get through this, okay?
Want to tell me what happened? Somebody fed us bad intel. It was a setup. If I'm right, we need to act on this. I need names.
If there's a connection to you and your men, I'll find it.
Answers or blood? Blood. Where's James Reese?
Is it true your fugitive is a Navy SEAL?
There's a bunch of people tracking you right now, so just lay low. I have 12 men flying home in caskets right now.
Fuck.
This is personal. Oh, you wanted in on the fray. Now, you're in the battlefield. There's evil in this world, the likes of which you can't possibly imagine.
James.
Take Lucy, get her out of the house now.
I'm not gonna tell you again. Stay off my list.
Kabang, kabang, kaboom, kaboom. You just heard the trailer for what you will be reviewing, which is The Terminal List. Here with me is Superbook fan JP Wohl.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo, my man. It's all good in the hood. And Josh Hansen. Not Chris.
Oh, good to be back. Why don't you take a seat?
Why don't you take a seat? It's over there. So,
brought my wine coolers. I'm ready to go.
The following contains potential trigger warning. Lots of anti-hero, unethical activity, assassins, revenge, vigilante justice, crooked America corporations, politics. No, not Chris Pratt. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the actual.
Well, maybe a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. When I saw just how many bad reviews this got, and yet what a big user score this had, I was like, I'm going to check this out. My sister and I were unsure the first 20 minutes. It's like, okay, pretty typical cliche SEAL team movie. And then, woo, about face. Okay, now we're going Manchurian Candidate, Born Identity 24 level. And so then I'm like,
there was a lot more going on here than I expected. I just figured it'd be your regular, just like Jack Ryan BS, like going America on everybody, getting revenge, killing the terrorists, keeping democracy and freedom alive.
This one critic, I think, summed it up very well. It's at the very bottom. It was like TV Guide. He was like, "This is one of the ultimate dad-friendly bill."
Yes,
comparing it to Bosch, Reacher,
this is
Ryan.
The perfect dad. Yeah, Reacher is in the same level. Which I liked Reacher, and I thought it was going to be kind of like that, but I was kind of pleasantly surprised.
And similar, I take it. And JP, when you told me this was based on a book, that kind of got me thinking. It was like, so this isn't the guy who did American Assassin, where he had a very over the top, kind of more radicalized Clancy, and then they kind of subdued it for the movie. There's like, let's just get to the goods. Let's do some cool assassin stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that is different from how the series starts to how the book starts, the first scene in the book is him, spoiler alert, shooting the guy in Jackson Hole, and it's all like really. It's really well written. I mean, and you could tell this dude, Jack Carr, he was a Navy SEAL, but he'd always wanted to be a writer. His writing reminds me a lot of like Stephen Hunter, who wrote all like the Bob Lee, who wrote the shooter stuff, the shooter stuff, which I highly recommend those books.
This has a connection here.
Yeah, and
Antoine
that was
Fuqua, like executive producer.
Oh yeah, yeah,
nice.
Makes
sense. He's giving his Magnificent Seven co-star a foot in the door.
Yeah, the Amazon Golden Boy, Chris Pratt.
Amazon Golden Boy.
Yeah, it's.
And there's some Guardians guys here. Sean Gunn is the
Sean
VP
Gunn is
of the.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's great. Sean Gunn is great. Josh's favorite guy, Jai Courtney.
Yeah, Captain Boomerang himself.
For once, he's actually acting. This is unbroken.
Yeah.
He's not staring blankly at the screen. Line.
Yeah.
He actually had interesting things to say.
And Patrick Schwarzenegger, I think, son of Arnold, is like the guy who dies at the very beginning. Like, Donnie. What the fuck, Donnie?
And we get Gene Triplehorn from Waterworld fame.
Oh yeah, wasn't she on Big Love too? No,
I think she was.
Yeah. Big Love, Criminal Minds,
she's
Basic
great.
Instinct, and The Firm. Remember, she was Tom Cruise.
Yeah. She's been around for a while. She's great.
I did not expect her to where she went in here, and we got Constance Wu in a very against type. She's like, she disappeared for a bit there. She had a miserable experience on her sitcom, fresh off the boat, and ironically, when she left or like that came out, I kind of stopped watching too because it just wasn't the same without her. And then when I heard how it was like, wow, she's not a diva, she's just really tired of getting her ass slapped by some shitty executive.
and I don't know because I'm not fucking famous, but I think like that fame really weighs on some people.
She got famous some people too quickly,
exactly. Like some people can handle it really well, and some people it creates like mental health issues, and she's kind of on the come up again. She did this. She wrote a book that didn't she write a book? She wrote a book that's coming out.
Let's look.
She wrote like a memoir. She wrote like a memoir or something that's coming out.
I know she's spoken on mental health, which I applaud her for that.
Yeah. Always.
Making a Scene is her bibliography. Okay, well.
Yeah. But also I like that. I really like that actress who plays Reese's wife, Riley Keough, aka Elvis's granddaughter.
She gave him the girlfriend experience, all right.
Yeah, I forgot. But yeah, she's blowing up, and I'm surprised. Like, I would consider this part, at least what I've seen. I've only seen the first 3 episodes. I'd really consider her part really like a small supporting part, and she's
at first you think it's a throwaway, and then they keep flashing back and showing, and it's so haunting. It's almost like a semi-psychological horror movie at first when you see that random crow hit the their house window in the middle of the storm, and showing how it symbolizes Pratt's character Reese having to explain tragedy to his daughter, and he can't do it because it reminds him of losing one of his own and having to explain to their widows. And I kudos to them because, I think
I told you I shotgunned the whole thing in one day, and I wasn't okay afterwards.
I tried, man. We did. There were a few, and then there were some.
I did damage to myself with that.
Yeah, it's
I shouldn't have done that. I don't recommend doing that.
It's very intense. Like, I've read the first 3 of his books, and there is by far some of the most gruesome, insanely violent actions I've ever
would get an X if it wasn't a movie.
Yeah, like if I mean, I don't know, they could. I haven't seen the rest of the show, but I mean, there's a scene towards the end of the book, which I think they kind of do it to another character, they use an Incan torture method on somebody where they basically eviscerate somebody and then they nail his intestine to a tree and make him walk around the tree until he dies.
A version of that happens. With, like the cartel guys.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Yeah.
I was just like, JP saw the first part, and then
I forgot all about that.
Saw it all.
Yeah.
I'm glad you reminded me of that, because it was one of those, along with just the unusual knife fighting and the axe that he brings to the finale is like, it's an unusual measure of stealth. And, speaking of American Sniper, what do you think of Mr. John Carter himself helping out Star-Lord, Taylor Kitsch?
Yeah, I'm liking that he's doing some work.
Taylor Kitsch and Jai Courtney are like the same person to me, because Hollywood tried to make both of them a star, and they tried to make them in these huge pictures, these huge like blockbusters, leading man, and they were just terrible movies. Not their fault, but they're terrible movies.
No, I feel you, man. I found
like,
it.
I think they're actually both good actors. Like
I think Taylor Kitsch is a way better
really
actor, personally. Yeah.
Oh, totally. And JD Porto, who you might know as Mayans Easy.
Oh yeah.
Seeing him as the main FBI guy saying, no, bullshit, I'm bringing this fucker in. And as the Fugitive Task Force, when he started on Revolution and then Snitch with The Rock, I was unsure at first, but then I just saw how he's just continually evolved and everything. And, here I was like, I would have never guessed that this was the mofo who was kind of being the handsome, Latino guy in every other movie. What do you think of the Rear Admiral and the Commander who are part of the setup? Nick Chinlin, who you might know from Con Air.
Yeah. Oh my God, he's been in so much stuff.
Almost always the bad guy. And at first I'm like, okay, he's a good guy for once. Oh no, he's still the bad guy, but he's covering it up. And
oddly enough, for some reason, his name is Pillar in the show, but in the book it's Pilsner. I don't know why they changed.
Typo?
I don't know, but yeah, he's great. And then the guy who's his like second in command,
LaMonica Garrett,
who was on Banshee, which
Banshee, bro.
Was he on Banshee? Who was he on Banshee?
The guy his kind of second in command guy.
LaMonica Garrett, the handsome African American guy from.
Not him. I'm thinking somebody else.
Okay, yeah, he's the main commander who's covering it up and like the first to get vengeance on. He's the crooked sheriff on Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah. And I'm thinking I'll look him up while you guys.
It's all good. The biggest kicker for me was when I saw Warren Cole, who you might know from Shades of Blue and The Following and 24. He's almost always a traitor or just prick. The blonde guy, NCIS special agent who's investigating.
Yeah.
And then I just love it how he's like, oh no, please don't kill me, and then he's still reaching for a gun behind his pillow. It's like, who are you kidding? You almost had me, but I
know, I actually believed him till then. It's like, you could have gotten away with this, man. You're very convincing.
I'm thinking the guy who I'm talking about was the JAG Captain Howard, Matthew Rausch.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Rausch,
he was on Banshee and he played. Like, did you ever watch Banshee, Cam?
Yeah, no, I applaud you for that. Yeah, Banshee is so freaking
bonkers.
underrated.
Bonkers.
I'm due for a rewatch of that show. It just fucking fires on all
cylinders. We will do that episode.
I never finished it either because I tried to watch it like crushing it over and over, and you can't do that. It's too much.
No,
it ends really well too. I thought.
Oh, I applaud. Yeah, everything that came from it. It just that is basically the unofficial Punisher as a Western show. But yeah.
And Josh's guy who plays Tedesco, Paul McCrane from RoboCop.
Yeah,
I was Mr. Toxic Avenger himself.
Toxic Avenger. Oh.
Yeah.
He killed you.
And that's before we get to ER and Jack Bauer's evil brother. Oh my God. Yeah. Freaking biker guy from RoboCop, man. Yeah. Jesus. When he was in here, that was kind of funny too, because he's being so swayed by all these cocksuckers who are working at this, giant corporation. And I mean, you do get a bit of a Bourne Identity feel from
just how the
the news guys are basically all whistleblowers. I just love how it's just when everyone just comes in, basically they're just like, we got to shut up this journalist, and then they're like, okay, we won't kill her, but we'll just take her to our island with us. And oh man,
it's they definitely changed some stuff from the book. Like, no assassin ever comes for him while he's getting an MRI. He literally just goes and gets an MRI, and then he comes home and there's cops all outside and they won't let him in. He never actually sees
where the bodies go, and it's like, well, see, that's just it. I can do the filling in the blanks. Obviously, those bodies vanished. You know?
It's it's
so shady.
I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts. How do you feel that Chris Pratt did as the lead?
You know,
I thought he was great.
He was very unrecognizable. I would have never had guessed that this is the dude who was on, Zero Dark 30 and, Bit Parts and Jennifer's Body and Moneyball and Wanted, of course. I just was
Wanted.
But the keyboard, it just says "fuck you,"
like next to his teeth and shit.
Yeah. The teeth is the last "you" in "fuck you."
Yeah, I could do 5 more seasons of this. How about yourself?
I want more. Yeah. Like, I really like Chris Pratt. I think he's kind of gotten a bad rap recently. I don't think he's as far to one side as people like to say he is. Like, they said he was part of this like one church that's like really terrible, but he wasn't. Like, he was never a part of it. Like, that was all just made up. Like,
all I know is
was it though? I thought that's where he met. That's where he met his.
No, it was never true. He never was a part of it.
All I know is he just likes guns, but that's on him. So.
Yeah, I think he's right leaning, but I don't think he's like as far as like if he really was, he wouldn't still be in the good graces of like all his Parks and Rec cast members and all the,
I think it was
like
just
James Gunn and everyone on that, the Guardians. Like, they wouldn't, they're pretty outspoken, most of those people. And if he was really a scumbag, like
yeah, that's true. I didn't think about it that way.
I don't think he's Gina Carano crazy. I think he's just
that's what I mean. It's like people want him to be that. Like, I do think he's right leaning, but I don't think
he just wants his dice guts and guns. I don't think he is going to be at a January 6th reunion.
I think he's a little bit of a Bible beater, but like, teach their own.
Isn't everybody?
Yeah.
I mean, Scientology is basically
I love Chris Pratt. Me personally, sorry, I'm kind of going against the grain here, but I think he's an incredible comedic actor. I feel like he still has kind of yet to prove himself dramatically, me personally. And because they
haven't really given him much. It's just kind of
true.
Run against the
little
CGI
bits of drama in the Guardians movie. I think he kills. Like, I think he's capable of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And he does have the best middle fingers.
But yeah, I think this was something that, like, I remember I listened to an interview with Jack Carr after the Terminal List came out. And by the way, like, Terminal List came out in 2020, and he's already released like 5 Kyle Reese books. This dude is just like,
Kyle Reese,
just a machine.
You mean James
Reese? James Reese, not Kyle Reese. Whoops, my bad. Kyle Reese is the bad
guy in this, but he's fortunately not playing Kyle.
But no, the James Reese book. Sorry, I think he just released like the 4th or 5th Reese book, so he's just like going for it. But he wanted Chris Pratt originally, like from the get-go, because he compared it to, he's like, Chris Pratt is this comedic actor, but I think he could really do dramatic stuff, kind of like Tom Hanks was in his career. And I went, Chris Pratt is great. Tom Hanks, he is not.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little much, but like,
I see what he's going for.
I get the comparison.
Everyday man, but I know what you mean. Where half the time they just kind of,
you could have gone with Keaton.
It's like they pulled the first person out. I'm like, is it because he's a rich white guy? What's the comparison, really?
Yeah, exactly. A guy who did a bunch of funny movies and then decided to do dramatic stuff.
Well, it's interesting. He was cast as like the asshole for the longest time until Parks. And even on the first season of Parks, they made him an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, but because he's a good looking guy, it's just like, oh, he's probably just play the dick. But he's incredibly funny and got tremendous timing.
And he really plays that adorable idiot so well.
He's charming.
Yeah,
he's got charisma.
Yeah, incredibly so.
He really goes to town here with the crying that I would have never expected. It's like anyone else would have just been like the whole I don't cry, and here he's just kind of like, I gotta do this.
Yeah, he's vulnerable. I liked it.
Yeah. Maybe I need to go back and look at the books again, but I feel like the show plays up more of his like psychological torment and him just like having all of these like questioning his own like ways, whereas I feel like in the book it was more of a straight like revenge thriller, but with like political intrigue and corruption and stuff.
I liked that part of it. Like I didn't know that because I hadn't read the book obviously, but I liked that where it was like maybe he's just crazy. Like you didn't really know at first. Like, is this all in his head? Is he nuts?
Yeah.
Like is he making these things up or is there I kind of enjoyed that.
Well, and that's just it, is like half the time he's dreaming and is like, okay, well, that's half true, but I can see why he's, losing it. He doesn't have anyone he can rely on, and all the people who know him thinks he's lost it.
And the thing was, he kind of was losing it, but he was still right for the most part. Like, which is also kind of an interesting way to go about it. It's usually like, oh no, the hero's completely right. He's the only one that's right. But it's like he's just kind of right.
Totally. Yeah. And the journalist, she's not running around like a damsel. She's actually having to get her hands dirty because her boss is for once not a dick, but he's like, I can't clear you until the Secretary of Defense.
That dude's great. That dude's great, by the way. I forget the actor's name. I'm sorry, I'm not doing him justice, but he was on Narcos and he played
Arturo Castro.
Yeah, Arturo Castro. He was on. Gosh, he was on Broad City? He was he plays a lot of comedic stuff, but the first time I saw him, he played this sicko creep, like crazy guy on Narcos, and he was so good. And I'm glad to see him work more because he is so talented.
Oh, totally. And then when you even see, Triple Horns, Secretary of Defense having to, at first you actually kind of think she's, working for the better good, and she just has some bad apples on her staff, and then she reveals her true agenda, and it's just like, she's like in her mind, she knows it's illegal, but she's like, I'm just fighting fire with fire.
She's kind of sympathetic too. She's not like the stroking cat villain, like just
she didn't do it for
pure
her
evil
own power, but at the same time, she can't allow you to say anything. Yeah,
they could have fallen into all the different tropes. Like they were all there ready for him. Like, set up on a team. They decided not to, and I appreciate that.
That's one thing where it's just like, how many times have we seen a badass whose family gets killed and he goes to revenge them? Like how many times have we seen that before? But to make it like really interesting, and sometimes some of the, especially it really comes through in the book, the political themes and stuff where you're just kind of like, okay, but I think it's still, it is what it is, and like rah America, and like I think at one point in one of the books, like Reese decided to go for a jog, and he pulled up on his phone while he was running the newest episode of the Joe Rogan podcast. Like he does that like in the book, and I was like, come on. But whatever.
Tom Clancy used to do a lot of that, where everyone had Fox News on in the background or Sky News.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there is Fox News in one scene, and then there's a CNN, and you're just like, okay, whatever. I don't even need a news report in the background. I'd rather you use what they use on NCIS, the CNN.
The fake.
I think
fake news.
I think Katie at one point, I don't know if it's the first book or the second book, where she actually is a Fox News correspondent.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I take it she leaves the show after a while since they want her to just not report anything.
I don't remember.
I'm just kidding around. Can resist.
Getting political.
But much like Bosch, I do have to applaud him how they do the 2007 flashback, and they just show how a totally different mission kind of just foreshadowed his inevitable just kind of just breaking. Like had he not had his whole giant cover-up betrayal, he would have already kind of lost it or been unfit or not clear
Yeah,
for
because of the
duty.
tumor.
The tumor, yeah. And
It's
I think that's
not
just
a
what
tumor.
It's not a tumor.
But it actually was a tumor.
It is a tumor, actually. The size
Yeah.
of a walnut, too. Like, I
Yeah.
can't even imagine.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because even if that wasn't cancerous, that would mess up your brain. Because you can't be pushing on stuff in your brain. There's too much going on in there.
Yeah, seriously.
So is Arnold Schwarzenegger going to be the villain next season? Because that would just be amazing.
Did he get rid of the tumor?
I'm getting rid of your tumor, girly man.
I
He's
think
a chief surgeon to remove the tumor.
I think the second book, gosh, what is it? The second book is he goes against, I think, Al Qaeda, and then the third book he goes against like the Russian mob or something.
America. Okay, so by book 3, he goes all Equalizer, which I did kind of get more vibes of this because, like you say, it's not a typical Man on Fire or Spit on Your Grave taken formula. No, none of that. It's all kind of just more, and you really do feel like the villains could exist in real life. They're not just like a shady, government contractors. It's like no.
Yeah, the guys that are just evil just to be evil. Like,
right.
It's like
really
they're
makes
all
sense.
outlined. They're all part of this shipping company. They're all doing security for security. And then
Yeah.
I just love how he's like, I'm gonna have to gun them down in broad daylight. I will use the media to my advantage. I will have them. And I love how he does almost come this close to almost killing his reporter friend. And he's like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done? Okay, wake up, wake up.
Yeah, as he just like gets closer and closer to the edge, like of just achieving his goal. And it's like, I don't
She
care
has,
what I have to do for it.
Oh yeah. Then she's staying with her estranged brother who's like, why the fuck are you at my beach house? You didn't clear this with me.
Yeah. But I like that too, because that
He
could
has
have easily been a trope, but he's like kind of playing along and kind of helping her out, but
He's
also like
whatever you
what the
got,
fuck?
just
Yeah.
don't ask me for any other things after this. And yes, you can borrow my gun, I guess.
Yeah,
Or wait, no, did she?
That's like
steal his
a actual reaction a sibling would have to that scenario.
Yeah. And then it's just so funny how she's wanted to interact with the in-law, and he's like, why am I looking like the asshole here?
I haven't since
no
I'm
more
still so
spoilers.
new in the show. Oh no, that's fine. I've already read the book, so I feel like I
It's a little
kind of know.
different.
But do him and Katie eventually have a relationship? Was that fostered
they
at all in the? Yeah, they eventually get together.
No,
I don't think they even hinted at that.
they
if I
fucking
remember
hate each
right.
other.
Yeah, they didn't seem to like each other at all. They were just
Yeah.
kind of like, we have to work together. So they just tolerated each other. It seemed like.
Yeah, they eventually get together and like.
Oh, well.
Because
I liked it this way.
I wouldn't mind
thought
seeing
this
some
made
hot
more
Constance
sense.
Wu action, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, she's gorgeous, but it wouldn't really make sense with the story they're telling. Like,
Oh,
she would have to be the
sometimes
dumbest
you gotta-
person ever.
You just got to do some healing, man. You just got to work it out in the bed. I'm kidding. Oh man, I just can't. That would be the
pretty
Skinamax edit.
It was cool that Antoine Fuqua came on and directed it because he's
Like the
an
pilot.
incredible action
A
director.
lot of actors who he's worked with are on here. Christina Vital, the rookie fugitive task force gal, she was on the Training Day show, and you've seen her probably.
Oh yeah, I liked her. She was the one that like he pulled out of the like landslide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've probably seen her in Freaky Friday.
I actually did see that. Kind of like the Vince Vaughn one.
Oh no, and the stupid one from O3. But yeah, you've seen her on House. You've seen her on Code Black. Probably Girlfriends. We're going to UPN level.
UPN.
Oh,
Right
man.
after SmackDown.
Oh my
man.
God. Was
This
it
seems-
UPN and WB like merged?
they
They merged
yeah.
and formed the CW.
CW, yeah.
That's
and
right.
now it's a whole different kind of oyster.
Yeah.
I really dug his been a Mexican businessman who had like known Reese's dad, and he's like his family friend, and then is like other people are bringing up some awkward stuff, and he's like, quick, just no. I know how this all works. I have a special task force that keeps our village safe. We're gonna, and so then like Josh said, that plays into that just amazingly, just gut ripping sequence where you're just like, did I just my eyes I think went boing, like did I just see what I thought?
Yeah, I couldn't watch parts of that. There's a little
oh man,
hand up,
hand me the gore.
Like I feel like I'm pretty not desensitized, but I'm not like super squeamish when it comes to shit like that. But even like reading it in the book, I was thinking, Jesus, oh God.
It really just depends.
There's just certain things that get me, and pulling intestines out is one of those things that just I can't.
As long as it's not torture porn, like where
I mean, I don't like that either.
Rip everyone open. I'm like, okay, no.
I've seen all the Hostels. I've seen Martyrs.
Yeah.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's one. We did those on stream because I didn't want to watch them, but I thought it'd be funny to have people watch me watch it.
It's an actual wrestling match. Tap out, tap out.
Yeah. It was, yeah. Not great. It wasn't as bad as I thought, actually. Like things like Game of Thrones have desensitized me.
Oh God.
Bring on the door.
Because there's a flaying scene in Martyrs that was like always talked about, but really it wasn't anything worse than what you see on Game of Thrones.
Oh man.
Yeah.
We'll return after these messages.
Do you ever find yourself thinking about who would win in a fight between Goku and Superman? Hi, I'm James Gavsey, and on the Who Would Win show, me and my co-host Ray ignore anything important happening in the outside world and debate fictional battles between characters from comics, movies, and video games.
We got a new show every week, and almost always am I the winner.
Yeah, not true, Ray.
In the past, we've discussed such matches as Captain America versus Darth Vader, Solid Snake versus the Iron Giant, classic matchups like RoboCop versus Terminator, and even the Muppets versus Sesame Street.
That one was crazy. So if you're a fan of geek culture and love a spirited debate, check out the Who Would Win show wherever you get your podcasts, or check us out at whowouldwinshow.com.
We let things pile up in the DVR, we add them to our queues, we wait for the DVDs and Blu-rays. We time shift. The Time Shifters Podcast. Sci-fi, horror, fantasy, superheroes, comedy, action, film, television, maybe some not-so-current events. Find us on iTunes or at timeshifterspodcast.com.
Cool thing about Blind Knowledge is we are in multiple countries. We are worldwide all across the globe. We are in the US, we are in the UK, we are in Canada, Germany, India, Japan. We're in Australia, y'all. BlindKnowledge.com. Now back to the feature presentation.
Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Naruto, all things that we love, all manga that were originally published in the legendary magazine Weekly Shonen Jump.
But not every series can run for 300 chapters and have a hit anime. This is David.
This is Jordan.
We're the hosts of Shonen Flop. Each episode we look at manga that ran in Jump that didn't quite make it.
We discuss what it did wrong, what it did right, how the series could have turned itself around, and ultimately, was it a flop or not?
We're on all your favorite podcast apps, and you can find us at shonenflop.com.
Keep on flopping, floppers.
There's one thing, the way he describes it in, it's the third book, Savage Son, where he goes against like the Russian mafia. And he
goes John Wick.
He does like he takes like ghost peppers or something and he roasts them in the oven, and then he basically extracts the capsaicin from them and puts it in a syringe and like
so basically all directly have is the spice in his
fireball
eye.
Injection.
Basically, yeah, he like injects it directly into this like Russian guy's veins, and this Russian guy's like, I grew up in Siberia. I was in Siberian prison. There's nothing you can do. I will never talk. And then he injects him with this capsaicin stuff. So and he's like, oh fuck, okay, what?
How do you clear that up? You inject him with some milk?
Well, I guess your blood flushes shit out so quickly. Like if you inject it in certain places, I think it was in the book, like it'll only last like 5 or 10 seconds at a time. Yeah. So it's like it's fucking brutal.
Red hot chili peppers. For real.
That's perfect for a Russian because they're all about the cold. So
yeah.
Oh, ice cold revenge, baby.
And like when he was talking about the torture scene with like Sean Gunn's character. Like he kind of made Sean Gunn's character in the book. He kind of like, I guess you can explain shit a lot more in the book. Like this guy was like a former drug addict. So like he injected him with, I think like in the book, like with heroin or something.
Yeah, he just gave him too much.
He basically does that. He's on drugs. You're almost expecting a hooker to come into his office in this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The thing that the little touch on the show where I kind of went, oh, was when Sean Gunn, he wakes up and he has the gag around his mouth and he starts throwing up and it's just like spewing out. I was like, oh, just that little thing. I don't know why.
Good.
Yeah. Love me some Sean Gunn though. He's great.
Same. He's the best. Fraglin forever.
He really did do good because you do feel sorry for him, and then you're just like, he's not the main dude being taken advantage of. But
you almost feel sorry for a lot of the bad people in certain times. Like they make you sympathize with them at least a little bit,
especially when you see him at the party and we're basically he's like the only guy who just doesn't feel like he fits in, and then he even comments on him is like, you guys, you're all billionaires, what do I have in common with you? I'm talking your talk. We got nothing in common. You're gonna go kill someone for me?
Exactly. Yeah.
So again, you guys have all done some good hammering. Is like it's pretty much it does do a good deconstruct, and that's before they even strip it all away. No pun. It's just like
yeah, I'm curious to see if, because I looked online and I saw a second season hadn't been greenlit yet.
I saw that too, and I'm like, what are they waiting on?
Yeah, I just assumed they were making more of them.
Yeah, because I know like they greenlit a second season of Reacher before, I think, like
real quick.
I guess they just weren't sure if the audience would accept it.
Yeah, that's because that was a hit like right off the bat. I think a little more
Reacher
than
was a giant hit.
Fuck you, Tom Cruise. Don't need you. But no, I gotta ask
the guy
you.
Who had played Reacher. He's the best.
Alan Richardson,
dude.
Yeah, I want him to be Eddie Brock in the MCU. He's just such a big man. I think that'd be perfect.
He is huge because I listen.
Even has his own stunts.
Yeah, I listened to this interview with him, and he said like normally, I think he said he's like 6'5". He's like, I was walking around at like 205, but for this show, I gained 30 pounds of muscle. So he's literally like
just a
200 and fucking like 35 pounds, and just like
the linebacker.
And he doesn't seem like narrow-minded or anything. He's just one of those just like. He'd be like your cool, like 24-hour fitness guy who,
just calm and collected, and matter of fact, and he's great. Man. He's in that Titans show. I don't know if you've ever watched that.
Yeah,
First season was great. The second was unwatchable.
Aren't they coming out with another one?
I think there was a third season, but I can't get through the second.
But it's all good because
I just can't. I've tried 3 times. Can't do it.
It's all good. Yeah. Pennyworth season 3 is better.
Pennyworth's kind of good, right?
It's so great. And season 3 would just had me bawling, laughing. I'm like, this is bananas good.
I only watched the first 4 episodes because they were on Prime, but only the first 4, and then it's like now you got to pay. I was like, I'm not doing that. Yeah. I got to get back. I got to try it again because I was pleasantly surprised because it's just a silly thing. It's like, I don't care about Batman's butler. I don't need that origin story. Like, who cares?
He does a good thing with his British accent without making it sound like a overdone Michael Caine or Monty Python impression.
Yeah.
But no, I gotta get back to this. I gotta ask you really about the Mexican friend. What did you think of Marco Rodriguez? You might know him from $1 Million Baby.
I liked him.
The shoplifter in Cobra.
I kept thinking he was going to turn on him, like it was going to be that whole thing,
Yeah, he was Tories in The Crow, I did kind of almost because of his knack of playing gangbangers every once in a while.
Yeah, it just felt like that's the perfect guy to be like, he's going to screw him over.
But
but he just didn't. And that was another thing. It's like that's a telegraph easy trope. Like, of course, the lifelong friend, the old man's going to betray him, but. He's just cool dude.
And I like how he helps him out, and it's still not enough. He's like just gets even just that small layer of the puzzle. And Reese is very selfless after a while. He's just like, okay, I'm gonna keep this vengeance crusade. I can't have you come into here because otherwise you and your family will be.
I'm gonna get everyone else I care about killed. So
I will come back to you when the mission is complete and I need a place to crash. You know?
Yeah. Then you can send that doctor over to get this walnut out of my head.
Yeah, and he might have to. He might have to ask. It does almost make me think of that deleted scene from Deadpool. It's like, he's gonna go to a surgery doctor and then realize, whoa, what the fuck? You're putting a chicken liver in my body. No, don't do that. Oh man.
Yeah,
So,
I really need to catch up. I need to catch up and finish the show. Because I mean, for all of my criticisms, I do like it, and I've read the books and I enjoy the books. I highly recommend the books, even if you listen
a passing
to
grade those first 3 episodes.
Yeah. The books, I've read the first one, and then I listened to the next 2 on audiobook, and this great voice actor named Ray Porter does it, and he was actually the voice of Steppenwolf in Justice League.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, but he's mostly known as like a voice actor, and he's just got this great kind of gravelly
oh my god
voice.
This dude.
Yeah, he does a lot of audio.
Name sounds so familiar.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've seen him play various people on Teen Titans. Oh my god. I have seen this fucker. Oh my god. Oh yeah, he's on Justified. Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah, he's great, and I highly recommend like listening.
He just
to
did the
books.
Sandman audiobook.
Yeah. He's just got one of those really great gravelly, but not like forced gravelly. It's just like that's how this dude talks all the time. You know.
By all means. It was also very unusual how there was a big bunch of UK guys, Frederick E. Toy, who had worked on Person of Interest and Westworld, also helmed 2 of the episodes. Kudos to the film composer. I don't recognize her, but I'm looking at her resume. I'm like, I've seen just about everything she's done. Ruth Barrett. She has scored movies such as Harry Brown, that Michael Caine.
Yeah. I remember that one.
TV shows like Bloodlands, Bodyguard, and Law and Order Organized Crime. So kudos to her. I felt the tension, and it was a good kind of just drive instead of feeling like the billionth Hans Zimmer knockoff. Really...
Exactly. And I like the song choices that they do here and there too. You know, like they could throw in anything from like Beethoven to, you know, Black Sabbath. That's a lot, of fun. I love War Pigs. That's like one of my like.
I was loving that. Oh my god, Ozzy. You know, is like, and it fit. It wasn't being too cute for its own good. It was just like,
yeah, which can often happen. I mean, the first Suicide Squad, they just were like. Throw in every well-known song that's right on the nose, like horrible.
Oh, that was such a bummer because I love that director David Ayer. I'm a huge fan of his.
We will have you on for him. Is like I was kind of looking for that at first. I'm like, surely there's another Navy SEAL turned filmmaker involved with this. No, I did see Max Adams. That sounded familiar, and he has worked on. It's very familiar. He is
not a lot,
but he's a writer on the upcoming Expendables 4.
They're still doing those. Good Lord.
Yeah, I'm like they're and Stallone's not. He didn't write it or is directing it.
He's still in it though, right?
He's still in it. Yeah,
it's by Scott Wagg, who brought us Need for Speed and what's that movie with the actual real life Navy SEALs?
Oh,
Act of Valor.
Yeah,
I never saw that.
I never saw that either.
Dad, take out the cheese and enjoy. This is an 80s movie made in the 2000s. Just don't cut the cheese. That's my rule. Bring the cheese. Just don't cut.
Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, fine. It's your oyster. Rip one off.
We're on video. It's fine.
Expendables 4. It's got Jason Statham, 50 Cent, Megan Fox, Dolph Lundgren, Tony Jaa, Iko Uwais
from The Raid,
Randy Couture, Andy Garcia, Sylvester Stallone. Like, all the normal.
Either way, it's going to be Statham's baby. They're doing what they should have done 2 movies ago. Just make it be his Dills and Stallone didn't want to do it and wanted to do a crappy Rambo instead.
That Rambo wasn't great.
I had my co-host John loves it. I'm like, dude, these villains are more hollow than a Death Wish bad guy.
Rambo 4 was actually great.
That was fun for what it was. It was
that's
like,
a really good. That's a solid movie.
Yeah, it was Blood Diamond on steroids, and it's like, okay, but yeah, what is like that wrapped it up. I'm like, I don't need to see him go and take on cartels. What's the point?
I feel like that movie, it was such a bummer, and I feel like the gore in it was all CGI and it didn't look great.
It's like blood plugins. It's just terrible.
Yeah, and I feel like if it
got
wasn't
on like
for
After Effects, like something I can make on a computer, and like the muzzle shots that are just plugins.
It was like Lesser Expendables Photoshop, and then they had to follow it up with just like all this other just stuff. Is like, okay, so where did he get all the time to put all these bombs and nearly blow up his house? So in other words, what we're saying, guys, is check out Terminalist. It's not Rambo 5.
I'm really curious to see how this Tulsa King show is going to be. Him playing like a mafia dude. Like,
Stallone,
but it's created by Taylor Sheridan, I believe, who did Yellowstone
and Terrence Winter
Wind River.
Your boy from Sopranos, yeah.
I mean, Stallone can act when he tries, like when he really
when it's not
cares and tries.
I have seen the teasers unintentionally, and
he's a good director too.
Yeah, great director.
And I think we're pretty much sold. Have you guys all seen Mayor of Kingstown?
No,
Jeremy
I
Renner?
haven't.
That's another one, and people were noticing. Kind of doing what they did with Yellowstone first season, like it's pretty slow, and then by episode 3 it kicks into gear. I'm like, yeah, this is made for streaming. It's made for you to binge, free a night. I think everyone's going to slowly start warming up, and
totally
after we've seen how toxic everyone's being with Star Wars, Halloween, and superhero stuff online, I think everyone just needs to just step back, just soak it up, and then just chill.
Exactly.
Have you seen the new Halloween?
Oh, wish I did.
Have you seen it?
I have not.
I forced myself to watch all the ones I hadn't seen, and can't wait for our ranking. It's going to be very hysterical.
I've heard enough about it, so I know what happened, and it actually sounds kind of interesting.
I mean,
I'd be down to watch it.
Do what you want to do, my dude. Just have fun, or don't.
Yeah. Well, it's streaming on. Is it on Peacock?
Peacock. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, hey, maybe I'll give it a shot. I saw the first David Gordon Green one, and I enjoyed it because the original Halloween is my all-time favorite horror movie. But I didn't see the second one just for like I'm like, I'm not really like.
I heard that was real bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Anthony Michael Hall gave his worst performance.
Oh no!
He really was in the dead zone.
Evil dies
I forgot
tonight.
that was a show.
It was a great show. We tackled it for Halloween. That was a lot of fun. Just like this is basically Highlander with visions.
We're doing Dawn of the Dead for our Halloween app.
Oh, you really? Okay, nice.
Remake.
Wait till you get to Day of the Dead with Rhodes.
The original Romero Day of the Dead was so fascinating to me when I was younger.
Same.
That was my favorite. I couldn't believe that existed.
It's an ultimate party movie.
It was just, I broke my tiny little brain.
And we've had to, I actually had to explain that to my siblings. I'm like, you realize that song that plays, that's the Robot Chicken theme.
Oh, no way.
Well, we're not doing the Romero Dawn. We're doing the Zack Snyder, James Gunn
Sean and
one.
James Gunn. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which that's Snyder's best movie.
Oh, totally. Yeah. And I love that interview with Ty Burrows saying before he played Phil Dunphy on Modern Family, he just kept getting recognized as the douche.
Which he's great at.
He's like, I'm not a serial asshole. I'm not. No.
Because I saw that movie clearly way before Modern Family came out, and then I got into Modern Family, and then I watched Dawn of the Dead after, and I was like, wow, he is such a great actor.
Yeah.
Because he
can't have two different characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had the honor of meeting Michael Kelly.
Michael Kelly. Who is that?
You might remember from Jack Ryan, House of Cards, and I keep forgetting his name. He's the one douche with the shotgun and the beard.
Oh, yeah. He works a lot.
Sweet individual, and I'm glad that I can tell. I just got a gist from him. I can tell that he's glad that he's able to play all these other bigger, powerful bureaucrats.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Guys.
He's one of those that guy.
When he
actors.
started out, he was almost on every other show, being the asshole boyfriend or serial rapist.
He's like one of the security guards in that movie in Dawn.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
Yep.
And he's in Chronicle too.
Chronicle.
He was Dane DeHaan's like shitty abusive father.
Yeah, that was a cool role.
He's one of the reporters at the Daily Planet on Man of Steel too.
Oh, how did you meet him?
I was on this forgettable National Geographic miniseries called The Long Road Home back in 2017, and he just
I've actually heard of that.
Okay, well, you're not missing anything, but it was fun. Just playing dead carcasses being wheeled away, but it was just fun just seeing how wherever he was, he actually just like waved at everyone, just coming in. It was like there's no sense of I can't fucking talk to you, extra rules and all that. It was like that was awesome.
Yeah.
Gave a good
That's how a guy
performance.
works that long that people actually like him, you know?
Yeah,
and he's just a working dude.
We talk about that a lot where it's like you're around someone so much on a movie. If like people don't like you,
you will get that gist of don't approach, unless you're the assistant.
Unless you're a megastar, people aren't gonna keep casting you. Like
right.
Totally. Not to say this guy has middling talent, but you could have kind of middling talent. If people like to be around you, you're probably going to keep working.
If you're in a high-grossing movie, and even if you sucked in it, you're going to keep working. It's just that's how the business works.
Just be nice to people.
Bingo.
Yeah, just
be cool. Don't be a dick.
Be decent. Yeah,
it's not that hard.
It's totally hard, man. I gotta sweep the leg with him. No. Okay, my dudes. What do you have coming up? Other than the Dawn of the Dead, like what's going to be?
Yeah, we've been doing all Halloween movies for the month, and when we started with
Hollow Man.
Hollow Man,
yes, you did.
I hadn't seen that.
Man, dude,
I mean, as much as I love
cracking
Verhoeven,
you guys up. You're like, this happened.
That kind of movie upset me a little bit, but
yeah, it's a little problematic.
Yeah,
oh yes,
I didn't really like it.
Rhoda Mitra.
But then what'd we do? We did the Purge. That's it.
We have Constantine coming up tomorrow. We record that tomorrow, which we're fucking really excited about.
And they're coming out with another one too, which is exciting.
They are. Keanu's bringing everything back. I still want that third Speed movie.
Oh, that'd be great.
EMP bomb on a train. Do it. Oh. Asteroids. I don't care. Do it.
Yeah, what would the third one be? What mode of transportation?
Just don't put number 3 in the title. Then that'll be the.
I feel like it'd have to be on a plane. I feel like it'd have to.
Yeah, a plane or a train could work too.
Non-stop too. High.
He's just
speed.
he's just in like Asia on like a high-speed rail.
Oh, like
one of those bullet trains.
Yeah. But they just did a giant bullet train movie.
Exactly.
Oh, called Bullet Train. Right?
Called Bullet Train
with Sandra Bullock. There you go.
I feel like, or no, I was going to say a boat, but that was the second one.
Yeah.
Maybe a
Cruise
plane.
control,
maybe a plane. Yeah, maybe a plane
with an EMP bomb on it.
But then that's
the plane always has to go fast, like or it just doesn't fly. It's kind of the nature of a plane.
Or what if he's just stationary, like in a building? What if it's just like Die Hard?
But there's got to be some sort of speed element to it.
You realize they're technically in the same universe.
They are?
They got the same bus company, the Union Pacific Transportation.
Oh, really?
Oh, shit.
Both Die Hard 1 and 3.
And I mean, the first two, the Die Hard and Speed both take place in LA.
Right? And Die Hard 2 is in Valverde, the same country as Predator, Commando, and...
is that the nation they get the general from?
Yep.
Oh yeah,
yep. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and
nice.
As you know, Predator's part of Alien, which Ridley Scott has said is part of Blade Runner. So, he's piling up.
Oh,
and Universal Soldier.
Wait,
isn't it Universal Soldier?
Blade Runner.
Soldier.
Soldier. Yes.
Yeah. Not
Universal one.
Oh, I hate Universal Soldier.
The
one we did.
Yeah, that was the one we did.
I'm angry. That's probably my best showing ever. I'm so upset throughout the entire episode. It just made me so angry.
I have had such a love-hate relationship with those movies. It's like, it's so good if it would just pull away from Van Damme's accent for one fucking minute. And then so bad, and then just so annoying. And then you see other people saying it's a classic. I'm like, guys, this is such a half-assed plot.
It's horrible.
It really doesn't hold a candle to all of his other movies.
No.
You know, like
Not even
Bloodsport.
No.
No.
I love Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah,
I do
Dolph
too.
Lundgren is great.
He's going full-blown Platoon, Few Good Men in that. I'm like, this needs a better screenplay.
And he's Thunder Guy.
Yeah.
Who hangs down. And Always Sunny.
Get Dolph his own sitcom, just like Jean-Claude Van Johnson. There you go. Black Dynamite 2. Ivan Drago.
I love Black Dynamite. Black Dynamite is so good.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's one of the best comedies I've seen in the last like 10 or 15 years, easily.
Oh wow.
Easily.
That's
so good. The last true spoof movie.
Yeah. And it's just, God, it's so good. And Michael Jai White, he plays to all of his strengths.
I like him.
He plays to all of his strengths. He's not only a badass martial artist, but he's so funny.
That's part of Unisoul too.
Speaking of spoof movies, did you hear they're going to do another Naked Gun?
No,
yeah, with Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a rumor though. Like they were just considering that was.
I think it's like on track.
I just saw an article of that, which I'm not. I don't know.
I was against it until I heard Liam. I kind of like Liam.
I mean, Liam is great and he could play that drive, but the thing about like those old satire movies, they played them so straight. Whereas I feel like them making a satire today, they would kind of lean into the funny and it wouldn't make it.
I mean, that's kind of why Key and Peele abandoned their updated Police Academy. They're just like, yeah, it was in the right time and now it's not in the right time. And now it's just, I don't know how we just would have to do a way different slant for it to even just get made.
I mean, that's why Brooklyn Nine-Nine kind of went off the air. They're just like,
yikes.
Too close. Oh man.
Yeah, well, plus Jordan Peele's too busy making, huge budget horror movies.
Right. Yeah. Some which aren't even horror movies, they're just weird sci-fi.
Yeah.
Anti-Inceptions.
I'd be curious to see like his next movie be like a straight comedy, like popcorn comedy movie.
He might just do that. There's no telling. Everyone's basically trying to be unpredictable. That's their gimmick, basically.
Exactly. But it's like, oh, Jordan Peele's got a new movie coming out. It's probably going to be fucking weird and really well made and divide its audience. Exactly.
Oh man.
But I'm in.
Oh man, aren't we all? I mean, because here's the thing. I mean, you guys should check out Slugfest. They do just so many hysterical movies that are like made straight for Netflix or video, and it's like, so was this a hate watch or was this a must watch?
Okay, nice.
We do a number of hate watches.
I mean, you guys do it too, but it is just funny just seeing how we're to that point now where it's like anything can be what it is advertised on as paper, and it's like,
well, yeah, I mean, even a bad movie can be a ton of fun as long as it knows what 100%. It is and it's the right kind of bad. Like if they're in on the joke or they're not taking themselves too seriously, or even if they are,
Night of the Demons, where you're both laughing with it and at it.
Yeah, it's like we don't have to be intellectually stimulated all the time. Like I love a foreign film or an art film as much as the next person, but I also love like a cheesy fucking bad acting, action movie or whatever. Yeah.
When I watch a movie, I don't want to feel like I don't need drama. I save that for my TV shows because if I'm gonna feel something and get invested in it, I don't want to be over in 2 hours.
Yeah.
So when I watch a movie, I'm like, I just want silly, stupid shit to happen and entertain me.
Oh, totally.
See some robots blow some stuff up or Arnold say some quips. Like, just give me that.
Yeah.
Give me that. Give us the junk food in with the serious one.
Yeah.
You can have all your spotlights.
I like my McDonald's with my Peter Lugers.
Oh man, I was surprised there wasn't too much advertising. I might have seen a Coors Light in this show, but I'm I didn't see anything else.
Yeah, that was kind of it, which is funny because in the book, all he does is name drop brands. He's like, Reese laced up his Solomon boots and poured his Black Rifle coffee. It was literally like a running of like, okay, dude, you don't have to say the fucking brand of every single thing he
like
does.
Ready Player One for ads.
Yeah, exactly. It was literally just every nonstop, like I get the guns because that's kind of Reese's thing is the guns. But
Yeah,
literally like
that
lacing
adds
up his
something to it. It's like this guy knows what he's talking about. Like,
sure. But yeah, I don't fucking care that he went to Starbucks and got like a fucking grande venti fucking frap. I don't know.
I don't care that he's from Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, with his Bolivian coffee and like the exact person who brewed it.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently Reese, I don't know if they addressed it in the show, but Jack Carr in real life drinks his coffee with milk and honey. And then that's why in the books, Reese drinks his coffee like that. And everyone is just like giving him the side eye on it.
Honey.
Right.
Yeah,
What you know.
milk and honey. Yeah.
Reese is the author, Webb.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What's going to be your guys' Christmas movie before we take off?
Oh, what should we do for Christmas? Maybe we could do.
Gremlins.
I've never seen Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way. Or we could watch that new David Harbour movie coming out called Violent Christmas, where he played.
Oh, yeah, we could do that too. Because what have we done in the past? We did
Die Hard.
Die Hard 1 and 2.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Jingle All the Way would be fun. Violent Christmas, that would be fun. Yeah. Doesn't Nice Guys take place at Christmas?
I think so. It's a Shane Black joint. Yeah.
Ooh, I do that. Iron Man 3, I think, supposedly takes place around Christmas.
Oh, totally.
Shane Black loves his Christmas
He
movies.
seems to.
If you couldn't tell.
About the steaks.
I know. Such a bummer. But yeah, that's kind of, we always kind of just think about it like a couple weeks out.
We often don't even know what we're going to do until like we'll be like halfway through and something will spark it. Or we'll even I'll just pull an audible at the end. Like we decided on what's next week. And I'll be like, we're doing this instead.
You want to do this one instead? I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Why not? Yeah. Yeah. Because that's usually when I find that's when the best ideas come up. Is when it's just like off the top of the dome.
When we do it live.
We do it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live. But man, this was so much fun. Thanks for having us on. This was great.
You still got to do Space Above and Beyond. I will never let that go.
We will get it. I don't know when we'll get it, but we will get it.
After everything I went through to get those DVDs and allow them to play, because I bought the European version that wouldn't play on an American DVD player. So then I bought a European DVD player.
And then you could have my buddy Tom on there too, because he loved that show.
Oh yeah, he did say that.
Whatever time works for him. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, he came on for a Rogue One with us.
Yes,
it was great,
and he was awesome. You guys know more about Star Wars than I will ever comprehend.
It was nice to have someone actually understand the nonsense that I was saying instead of when you're just like, all right, you fucking geek.
No.
I don't know what you're saying. None of these words are real words.
I was just like, I'm going to let these two guys do their thing because they know what the fuck they're talking about. And I have no idea. But yeah, this was so much fun, Cam. Thank you so much.
Oh, man. It's always a blast. And always you're coming on
Enemy of the State.
What day is that? Is that first week in November, I think?
I think that's what we had said. I think that's what we said.
Because we had all our October weeks booked up. And Enemy of the State, little Big Willie style.
Black.
Little Gene Hackman.
Oh, the Hackman. Love him.
Yeah. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're in for a treat.
Yeah. I keep seeing it pop up, but I'm like, I want to watch that, but I know I can't.
Where's it at? Is it streaming?
I think it is. I can check real quick.
Probably on HBO. I've had.
Yeah, what isn't on that?
The best app with the worst interface.
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't want to. You're not allowed to like pause or rewind.
What?
Oh yeah.
Like,
although it's gotten better. In fairness, but
yeah, it's gotten better. But like, we watch stuff on like Apple TV, like the Apple Plus app or whatever, and their interface is the best. You could
of course
fast forward in real time and see like what's you're fast forwarding through. Like,
yes.
Speaking of Apple TV, my favorite show, Mythic Quest, is coming back.
Yes, it is.
I love that show. It's so good.
We will talk about it.
Oh my god, it's so good. The Doc and Bean episode that just comes out of nowhere with no explanation is one of the most affecting half hours of television.
Oh man,
BoJack for
that
me.
and Ted Lasso pretty much raised everyone's
incredible with Jake Johnson and Christine Milioti, whatever her name is. There's no explanation. Like, it has nothing to do with anything that's happening in the plot. It's just it's two characters that aren't on the show.
Whoa!
They don't expect, like, you understand it later on, but there's no explanation. It's just, here you go, like 5th episode of season.
I gotta check that out.
Oh, it's so good.
Basically, I'm just waiting for the Always Sunny crossover.
Yeah, I mean, he just basically plays Mac, but if Mac was like a video game designer
and incredibly wealthy.
yeah, and Rickety Cricket's in it, and the woman who plays Poppy is incredible. Charlotte, I can't remember her last name, but she's so good.
Oh, nice. I definitely got to watch that because I love listening to the Always Sunny podcast. That's always a fun listen.
How is that?
Oh, it's so much fun. I don't think
it's pretty good.
I think that they have proclaimed, like, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. We don't have a format. We thought we had a format and then we did something else, but like, it's just fun hearing them bullshit.
Just dicking around for like an hour or two, like just having fun and shooting the shit. Yeah.
And talking about like rich people problems and shit like that. The last episode was all about Glenn Howerton getting his Tesla stuck in the bottom lot of a parking garage.
Nice. Oh, that old
rich
thing.
Person problem. Yeah, rich person problem. But they'll be the first to admit, like, guys, I know this sounds fucking stupid, but they all know Glenn gets like super pissed off and super angry, and they're like, how angry were you? And he was like, oh, I was like a 10. It's like, what was the first curse word you said? I'm gonna guess. Was it fuck? And he was like, yes. Did you exclaim fuck at your key fob? Like, and Glenn Howerton is like, yes. How did you know? Like, just like crazy stupid shit like that. It's really fun.
I love your background, by the way. Little Golden Gate.
Yeah. Someone's gonna jump off it.
I used to live there.
On the very, very gate?
Yep, on the gate at the top. You see the right spot right there.
Were you pulling a Max Zorn from James Bond?
I'd slide down exactly like James Bond. I'd slide right down, go to work every day.
Everything needs more Wilhelm.
Oh yeah, always. I just made a little clip. I've been whacking up clips of some of our scene reads, and I've been throwing in the Wilhelm scream anytime. Like when Arnold drops Sully in Commando, I gave it a little Wilhelm scream. Had to be done.
The Total Recall scream.
Oh, any Arnold just grunting like that. It's so good.
Manly grunt.
Oh, the best. Oh man,
what do you got coming up?
We will close out Halloween with a few more cult movies and shows. You know, our X-Files episode just dropped. That was cool because it wasn't just the show; it was also the spinoffs, Millennium with Lance Henriksen and Lone Gunman. How underseen and creepy those are.
Millennium always creeped me out as a little kid.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just the commercials for it. Like, I never watched it. I was just like, I can't handle this.
There are totally some episodes which, much like X-Files, blur the line between PG and PG-13.
Yeah.
And we have the following TV show with Kevin Bacon reviewed, so that was a fun retrospect. We're just like, why the hell did this get canceled after 3 years? It's had 3 more years still left.
Oh, that was like really brutal, wasn't it?
Like very brutal, especially
like for not being on like
a network TV show.
Yeah.
Yep. James Purefoy playing against Type after being Mark Anthony on Rome. And yes, we will close out Christmas with Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Lethal Weapon.
Oh, yes.
I I've heard Krampus is really good. Like,
Yes.
I've heard that too.
Especially
I've never
the
seen
naughty
that.
version.
Me neither. That might be.
I mean, I love some Adam Scott.
Adam Scott, Toni Collette being a scream queen. We also interviewed a bunch of people from the Who Would Win podcast.
Oh,
nice.
The guys who do those versus matches.
Yeah.
Ray was a hoot. They got their own G.I. Joe podcast where they forced themselves to watch cheesy 80s cartoons. So they went for
I love that.
That's kind of great.
That's a great idea.
Robert Clark Shen was great, hearing about his improv background and other comedians he shared the stage with before they were even, a sitcom star.
That's awesome.
We've had the Gutting the Sacred Cow guys, so both Kevins, Israel, and Goatee.
Nice. That's awesome.
Oh, man. Always a party with those guys.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. That sounds like so much fun. Well, yeah, we'll have to check those out too. And you're giving us ideas. Thanks for all the good ideas.
Interview every other comedic person on Twitter. Well, especially if they're tagging you in all their posts. It's like, okay, you're coming on my show. Let's do this if you're going to tag me.
Well, I like to say I'm a whore and I'll do anything anyone ever asks me.
Ooh.
I don't need to know what it is or what it's about. I'll just show up. Someone wants me to write something.
You are going to be a TV show host, but it's going to be to catch Fear Factor.
Yeah. Anything upsetting, I don't care. It's fine.
Anything upsetting. Wow.
I'm at my best when I'm upset or angry and uncomfortable.
Oh, my dude. This was a delight. And everyone, please check this damn show out. Give it a season 2.
Yeah.
At least.
Yes. Check it out.
And check us out if you enjoyed this. We'd appreciate that. Jape, where might they find us?
Make your wishes. Yes, you can find us at www.actionmoviebookclub.com. You can also find us on Twitter at ActionMovieBC or on Instagram. Yes. Or on Instagram at Action Movie Book Club. Also on the YouTubes and the TikToks with the kids on the TikToks. So yeah. Josh has been posting some really great fun videos on TikTok and on YouTube. We've got Constantine coming up, Dawn of the Dead coming up, a lot of fun stuff coming up. So yeah, give us a check.
Tell them something good.
And our show with you will be
Thank you.
I'm very excited about it.
Coming up in November.
Thank you very much.
And I won't pull the rug out from under you again this time. I had no choice after that happened. My first, I was just like, I gotta do it.
I guess we're talking this.
I mean, the first one I came on with you, like, that was a blast. Like, we talked for like 2 hours and we changed the subject matter like 30 seconds before we started. So there's zero prep done by either of us.
I pretty much had to cut out the last 20 minutes because I'm like, okay, now we really went out the deep.
Yeah, you allowed me to go off the rails, which is always what I want to do.
Hell yeah.
So
when we did when you were on the last time too, and I did not cut that out.
I couldn't believe it.
I left it all in. I didn't care.
Someone had fun, hopefully. When am I going to see you guys at open mic?
At where?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for you guys to do an open mic night.
No, I'm not a stand-up guy. I've done some like sketch
just
writing.
Talk shit for 30 minutes. I think you can do it.
I'd rather write for more talented people to do my words.
Okay, well that works too.
I'm just too terrified to stand up in front of people and say my own words.
But you're the actor.
I'd say other people's words, not my own.
I'll give you some words to say.
Okay, we'll work.
Convince us.
Yeah, I used to do some sketch writing here at the Pit. And I was asked to leave, but that's a whole other story.
Ooh. Youch.
Follow us on the web on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The podcast is available on Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Apple, and anywhere else podcasts are available. Feel free to review our show and leave comments on any of those sites. Thanks a million for listening.
It's a jacked up review show.